When it comes to treating brain metastases, we've moved on from whether intracranial stereotactic radiosurgery is an option to how it's best done. That's why the Gamma Knife Centre at Bristol University Hospital, already at the forefront of SRS clinical treatment, has upgraded to the latest generation platform, Lexel Gamma Knife Icon.
So we decided to upgrade to the Icon because it enabled us to treat different patient groups, and also because it gave us better flexibility and efficiency of our treatment workflows.
I think the main advantage we've seen since the upgrade to Icon has been the more flexible approach, working approach that we can use.
This flexibility comes in two forms, clinical and workflow. In the clinical case, it widens the treatment options available considerably.
It enables us to treat patients with a frame and without a frame. And without the frame, we can treat patients with applying multiple fractions, and this is applicable when the lesion is of substantial volume, where we can't apply a single treatment safely. And also we're able to, with this, minimize the amount of radiation we expose to the brain and other surrounding eloquent structures.
With the Perfection Gamma Knife, we were only able to perform single radiosurgical fractions of treatment. With the Icon, we now can do fractionated treatments. This has enabled us to do hypofractionated treatments for patients with large metastases or large meningiomas, but it's also enabled us to do fully fractionated treatments for patients with tumours abutting critical organs which wouldn't otherwise tolerate a hypofractionated approach.
With brain metastases, we may see some patients' tumours progressing very rapidly over a short period of time, and in some cases we've had patients who've had a frame fitted and then we've had to abandon the treatment. With Icon, we're able to do the MRI scan without the frame. We can fit the frame later and we can still then do a match with the cone beam CT.
In the case of workflow flexibility, the key benefit is the increase in the number of patients treated per day.
I think in terms of treating more patients, it will allow us to increase throughput and treat more patients per day. It would also give us scope to treat a wider range of patients, in particular treating lesions which we may have found too large to treat with a single fraction in the past.
What it's allowed us to do is to create the reference image set using the CBCT, which means we don't have to do an MRI with the fiducial box. And that's means we've been able to streamline our protocols and again ultimately treat more patients than we normally would.
Part of the advance with Icon is that it's made the planning process both simpler and more effective.
For me, the biggest improvement with the Gamma plan is the dose volume histograms that are generated for the treatment, both for the tumour and for the organs at risk, which gives us a really good way of monitoring our doses to those organs and making sure that we're safe and giving sufficient tumour dose.
We've got the dose evaluation tool, which now allows us to sum the dose to organs at risk and the target over multiple fractions.
The benefits of the Icon system, moreover, don't stop there. It provides a very targeted dose with high accuracy.
The advantage of the Icon is that you're using the Gamma Knife platform that has significant physical benefits in that the penumbra of the beam, because of the collimation and because of the short isocenter source distance, is very narrow. Plus you've also got the supreme accuracy of the bed and the location of the isocenter within that. For all those reasons, it means that you can conform your beam and your dose very precisely to the tumour and therefore significantly reduce the dose to the normal tissues surrounding.
Icon's dose accuracy means a reduced body dose.
The benefit of the Icon is that it uses the same platform as the Perfection for the physical properties of the dose distribution, and therefore the dose to the normal body is significantly lower. That's both within the brain and within the body. And that has a significant impact for younger patients, both for long-term effects, which is particularly important for secondary malignancy risk, and also for general normal complications such as increased risk of stroke, effects on neurocognition and other late effects.
ICON also has a sophisticated high-definition motion management HDMM system. This tracks a marker continuously in real time and triggers a cutoff if there's too much patient movement.
High definition motion management has certainly given us lots of confidence with moving from a fixed frame to a mask-based system.
Patients have been able to stay within 0.3 millimetres throughout an hour-long treatment with no interruptions. It's been exceptionally impressive.
I think it's very important that we're able to monitor patient movement during treatment, and that treatment can be stopped if it exceeds a set limit.
Another advantage of the Gamma Knife is its unsurpassed record in the treatment of multiple metastases.
We've treated a patient with 14 metastases in a single setting. The patient tolerated exceptionally well. They didn't need to come off the bed during the treatment, and they were absolutely fine afterwards with no significant complications at all.
ICON is also a standalone machine, so there's no competing for space on a linear accelerator. It's safe, reliable, quick to get up and running, and intuitive to use. ICON has already become well established as a flexible and effective tool for intracranial radiosurgery. But there are not only clinical reasons why this is the best way forward.
I think the main business driver behind acquiring ICON for us was really increased flexibility and the ability to treat more patients.
We have a fixed number of fixed frames, but in fact on top of that we can treat several patients with a mask. Or another way around is that we can see a patient, they can have extra MRI slots, and that is more flexible with our MRI department, and then we can treat them a separate day.
However good the business case for ICON though, it's the patients who ultimately benefit.
The mask feels tight at first, but it's comforting that the mask's tight because you know that it's keeping you in the right position for the treatment.
I compare it to previous treatments of 6 months of chemotherapy. This is a walk in the park.
It's the new standard in cranial radiosurgery. Lexcel Gamma Knife ICON from Electa.